Welcome to another episode of Crypto Cliff Notes, guys. We have another exciting session, another exciting call with the creators of Cardopoly. I know some of you might have not even heard about this project, but I think it's one of the most undervalued projects out there. If you guys like Monopoly, I think you guys are gonna like Cardopoly. So, how you guys doing today?
Great.
Yeah.
Nice to be on here. Thanks, Jonah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Pat.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here,
Welcome.
man. We actually just got started into, doing interviews with different CNFT projects, and you guys were definitely on our radar, or at least my radar, because I know my brother, Mets, me and him invest into the project, and we were excited about this game. So, we definitely want to get you guys in here. So, again, thank you guys. But starting off, tell us a little bit about yourselves and, how this project came about. Drex, Bob, it doesn't matter who starts.
I can
Rex, why don't
start.
you take this one, buddy?
Yeah, you always start. I'll start this time. So yeah, we all kind of got together, I guess December of last year or so. We all actually met through another project we were involved with. We were really excited about that project, all aped into it, and it ended up being a rug pull actually. So we lost all of our money on that we put in. But we loved NFTs. We're passionate about the CNFT space. And we said, hey, like, why take this as just a straight up L? Like, let's say, hey, we're glad we met, like, we're a capable group, like, let's do our own project. And that's what we did. I mean, Bobby can go into a little bit more, but I mean, really, he's the mastermind behind the game and the game mechanics, and sort of the general idea of bringing a board game onto Cardopoly. And just a little bit about my background, I'm a software engineer. I've been doing it since 2004 professionally. Last year, I really hopped out of that and into CNFTs completely full time. I'm totally absorbed and obsessed with it and really excited about what we're doing.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So my name's Bobby, and like Drex said, we got kind of finangled into a rug pull together, and we were just kind of chatting amongst a few of us founders. There's Spooter from Australia, Dowie, he's from the UK, Paj is from Portugal, and then Drex from America, and I'm from Canada. And we were just kind of shooting the shit and being like, why does this happen? Like, how do you gain trust and build something really cool that people can look forward to and not get rugged. So we put our heads together. Thankfully Drex is like a world-renowned developer, and we just got very lucky to get rugged with him. But we were just thinking about something we could do together to give back to the community. And a lot of our first starting members who joined us were ones that were involved in that other rug pull. So we set out to do something awesome for them and for everyone else in the community. And so we're like, great, we're going to start this thing. What do we do? And so I was actually sleeping one night, and one of my favorite games, I have a cabin up north in Canada, and there used to be no Wi-Fi up there, and we'd play a lot of board games. And so I was just kind of sleeping one night. I'm like, how sick would it be to use NFTs as game pieces and be able to compete against people all over the world? And so this idea kind of popped into my head, and I pitched it to the guys, and Drex was like, yeah, let's fucking build it, let's do it. And so that's kind of how it started. Then we were just 5 guys, and we didn't have an artist. None of us are really artist background. So we interviewed a whole bunch of different artists, and we ended up partnering with a really great couple of artists out of Iran called Leon Art Group. And they are professional 3D artists. They were just getting their start in the Cardano and blockchain space. And they do some really, really cool 3D art. And we commissioned them to be our artists and build all these different game pieces from scratch. And the partnership worked out really, really great. And we still have them on board, and we look forward to doing more with them in the future. So from there, we just, minted and hit the ground running, building the game.
Yeah, what we minted late February?
Yeah, only like 4 months ago. So we've really been putting our heads to the grindstone to get this done.
Still early.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing. I like that you guys stepped into the NFT space with experience, because a lot of people, what they do is they try to, you know, throw an NFT project or do an NFT project without experience. I think that's the biggest thing, you know, in order to be successful, you got to know how to be successful within this space. And that comes with experience, that comes with doing it, that comes with, you know, experiencing the rugs. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone that's been in the space for at least, you know, 6 to 12 months has been in at least one rug. And I think
Which
that's
is
the biggest.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate because I mean, it's like the intention behind what they're doing. It sucks, but karma's a bitch at the end of the day. So, you know, the good karma comes back around. You guys always, we always find those good projects and find those good, you know, quality projects. Whether you got to hold it long term or even if it's a flip, you know, you still can make really good money in the space too. And I think I like that you guys did that. You guys got the experience and then utilized, you know, from past experiences in your daily life to create a project. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, Pat, we can take the next one.
Yeah, so let's see so your next your first mint was how many total pieces did you guys come out with?
Yeah, so we started with a fairly small collection in the grand scheme of things. Like we wanted to start off and build a tight-knit community and really get to know basically every player that was joining us. And so we started off with a 750 game piece mint, which, you know, at the time in February, everyone was doing 10K collections and, you know, big drops. So, you know, it was kind of new, but it worked out really, really well. And we ended up selling out. I think, you know, it took what, like 6 or 7 days.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was a great process for us. Drex actually built one of the first, I'd say it's like probably the 4th multi-sig pipeline for minting on Cardano. And it was, you know, pretty revolutionary tech at the time. Now you see more and more projects coming on board using it, but we were able to do one of the first multi-sig mints, and it went really, really well. And we're actually still using that technology in the back end in our game as well, which we can talk about in a bit.
Awesome.
And then I'm taking it eventually. Are you guys going to do like one more big drop, or are you guys going to think like slowly phase it in as you know, as it grows?
Yeah, so our strategy for that is basically we wanted to get the game out. We want people to enjoy it. We want to grow our membership and see what the demand is. The last thing we want to do is drop a massive collection and burn those early supporters that they were there for us. So the idea is we're just going to keep building this game, keep improving on it, you know, listen to the community, and run it till at least December. And depending on our demand and members at the time, in December or January of next year, we'll look at adding some more game pieces. And with that, we'll actually look at adding additional boards. So it's kind of, you know, if you could think of like, you know, a Call of Duty lobby where, you know, there could be a bunch of boards running at the same time.
Gotcha.
You know, we have some ideas for like a high roller board that's smaller, but, you know, with a little bit more higher stakes on the line.
That's cool.
Hey, you know, people love gambling.
Yeah, there's a lot of DJs in our Discord.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, awesome, man. So I guess then rolls us into our next question. You know, for people that do have these NFTs, what are some benefits that these holders have for holding these pieces?
Yeah, that's a good question. So every game piece that we minted is equal in the game environment. So when you're playing Cardopoly, it doesn't matter if you have the most rare piece or the most common piece. You all start with the same amount of in-game currency. You don't start with any additional dice rolls, so everyone's equal. But outside of the game environment, we came up with some kind of fun utility for different rarities, and we do have a rarity chart. We have 5 legendaries, which are one-of-one art designs by Leon Art Group. And we have 15 diamond colored up pieces. And those 20 pieces total actually get a revenue share from our secondary market sales. And so we do an out of game distribution after hitting certain thresholds, and they actually get a share of our secondary royalties. That's a nice perk for some of the higher rarity pieces in our collection. Then we also have gold, silver, and bronze game pieces, which are just different color ups on our core 20 game pieces. And we do basically we'll do an ADA raffle within our Discord for 100 ADA each once a quarter, just to give back to those members. And then the last thing for all game piece holders, we actually have giveaways, whitelists, NFT giveaways. We'll do that, basically every couple of weeks, depending on some of these other partners that we brought in, and just different things coming out in the community, people offering whitelist spots, and that's available to all of our holders.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So everybody gets a piece of something.
Yeah, I think the biggest benefit is playing the game. You actually get a chance to win real ADA prizes. So we can get into that and how it works, but there's some money to be made playing Cardopoly.
Okay,
that's real cool.
Okay.
Make it lucrative.
I guess we can just hop straight into it then. And
Sure.
we'll go ahead and hop into the game. You guys can share your screen and tell us how it works. Tell us the benefits of playing this game, what we can win, everything like that.
So you guys see, this is gonna be a live feed they're about to show us right now, people playing.
Yeah, we actually invited some of our Discord members who are available, and they're actually playing live right now as we speak. So it's kind of cool. You'll see game pieces moving around, people making plays. But this is our landing page, cardopoly.io. And when you load in, you connect your wallet with a Web3 transaction. So you just log in, sign your Eternal or Nami Web3 wallet, and it'll populate all the different game pieces that you own. So for example, Drex here owns these 4 game pieces above in the grid. So once you're in, you select your game piece, and once you select a game piece, you can only use that one for any game week at a time. And then you load in. So he's loaded in. His game piece is the black rocket with the red background. And this is our board. So it's a little different than you might expect. It's actually a lot bigger than you might expect. It's 1,000 properties around the board, 250 properties per side. And so we solved kind of our visual space problem of trying to fit all these different properties on a board by making this kind of line grid. And as you hover over the different parts of the line, you'll see all the properties pop out. And you'll also see these community landing zones, which are every 5 properties. There's a community landing zone property, and those have different actions as well. So they could, give you Cardopoly dollars. They could take Cardopoly dollars away. They could move you around the board, kind of thinking back to what a chance or community chest would be. But this is our spin on it.
It's cool.
Yeah, so I'll take you around the board so we can explain what's going on. But as you can see, people are moving around live. It's a little slow just because we're screen sharing, but basically, we have 4 corners to start off. We partnered with 4 really awesome communities in the Cardano space, and they actually designed the corners of the board themselves using their artists. So one place where everyone starts, and I started my CNFT journey learning about different projects was in the Cardano Lounge. They're a really awesome group of people that share information about upcoming mints and different things going on and rating different projects. So we thought that was a great spot to partner up with to start your journey on our board. And so everyone starts there, and then as you move around to the far right, you'll see the prison. That was designed by Ugly Bros, our friends over at Ugly Bros, and they did a really great job making our prison square. And then moving down to the stash house, this is a unique square because if you land on it, you get 20% of whatever the stash house pot is in our in-game currency. That pot is calculated based on the amount of taxes and different penalties that people would get moving around the board. So you'll see that growing kind of as we're talking. And if you land on that, you get 20% of that value, which is really a game-changing square, which is kind of cool. And then the last corner on the far left is Go to Prison. And that was designed by Headroom, who was the lead artist in the Gingerbread Rebaked initiative. So taking that rug pull project and kind of redesigning it, bringing his really awesome 3D artwork to it. And he's started his own project since then. Arctis Ferrero, I'm gonna butcher it, Arctis Ferrero, but it's another up and coming project coming on the space.
Okay. That looks slick. So is that up top where it says like prize pot, the 268? Like, would that be what the stash house is cut out of?
No. So there's two different values on the board. So the prize pot is actually real ADA.
Okay.
And how that's funded is everybody starts with 75 free dice rolls to start a week. So you'll see that down by the dice roll section. And once you use those 75 dice rolls, you don't have to use them all in one day. But after you deplete those, you'll be prompted with a multi-sig transaction. If you wish to purchase additional dice rolls for 5 ADA, you get another 75, or for 10 ADA, you get 200. And when you sign that transaction, you're paying that ADA, and 70% of that goes to the prize pot at the top right. And at the end of the game, at the end of the week-long game, the top 30 on the leaderboard get paid out a percentage of that total prize pot in real ADA.
That's cool.
The bottom value at the very bottom where it says D, 10,320, that is the stash house pot. And any calculation with a D in front of it, that's our in-game currency. That's Cardopoly dollars. So think of it as like fun money.
Okay.
It's not actual real money, but that's how we track your basically your net worth on the leaderboard. And it's calculated by the value of the properties that you own plus your bankroll is your position on the leaderboard.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a lot. There's a lot.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah. And then it shows you if you were to, go around the board, is there anything or any way you can click to see what properties you own?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if you go down to the own properties section and you click on it, you'll see it actually pops out all the properties you own for that color. So for example, Drex only owns 3 properties in the red, 8 to the board. So you'll see all those 3 properties pop out. We kind of did some playing around with a bunch of our core Discord members who were our beta testers, and basically we set out and we had this vision of like how the game would work, but the mechanics and the game theory are something that you can't really just think about in your head, because now we have up to 750 players going around this board at the same time.
Right.
So we had to come up with different ways to make this game fair, depending on if you started right at the beginning of when we launched the game, or if you maybe we're on the other side of the world, like one of our founders, Scooter, in Australia, and he woke up. We wanted it to be fair for him joining 6 hours later. Right. So through beta testing, we came up with some kind of cool parameters that really made this game a lot more fair and fun for everyone competing. One of them is a dice roll cap, which resets every 6 hours. So you'll see in the bottom left there where his mouse is, we have a cap of 50 rolls, which resets every 6 hours. So basically, it limits the amount of rolls you can do to get around when you're first starting. And it'll allow other people in different time zones to join and kind of catch up before that 6 hours wraps up. And we've tested that number many times, different ways, different quantities, but 50 seemed like the perfect amount to feel fun and not like a grind. And we were really happy with that mechanic. And then the other thing we added was, for each 8th of the board, we capped the amount of properties you can own at 5. So you can own up to 40 properties total, 5 per 8th of the board. But what that does is it now adds, a level of luck, and, not a level of just racing around the board to buy up all the properties at the very beginning. If you own 5 properties in a section, you actually collect double rent, which is great. So it's a nice perk of getting the max amount per 8th of the board, but it's not required.
Okay. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it gives everyone a chance,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we wanted to make it free for anyone that wanted to come in and play, It's free to play. You can use your 75 starting dice rolls over the course of a week. But obviously, as people purchase additional dice rolls, we have another funding mechanism where if you land in prison, you can either roll doubles to get out, or you can pay 5 ADA to get out. And again, that ADA transaction will fund the prize pot. So,
Okay.
as more people purchase dice rolls, buy out of jail, the pot gets bigger for everyone, and it just becomes a lot more interesting.
Also, too, quickly, when you're in prison, you do not collect rent when you're in prison, and any rent that you would have collected actually goes down here into the stash house and increases that balance as well. So, there's a little bit of, you can roll doubles, or you can pay 5 ADA to get out, but there's a little bit of a sense of urgency to get out, because you're going to be leaving a lot of Cardopoly dollars on the table the longer you stay in there.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now with the Cardopoly dollars, is this going to be, are they going to be able to be used for anything as like a real world utility, or is it just for only in-game?
They're strictly just for your in-game score. So we determine winners by how many Cardopoly dollars you end the week with, and we do payouts based on that.
Okay,
awesome.
Yeah, so the benefit of that is the purchase and sale of properties. The transactions with the in-game currency, it's all instant. So if you land on a property at the same time someone else does, because everyone's going at the same time, there's no turns in this game. It comes down to whoever clicks that buy button first, and that person would then own that property. Okay. So it enables us to do things instantly when it's just in the game environment versus bringing those portions of the game on chain.
That's slick. I like that.
Yeah. Do you guys plan on having like a coin that you use outside of the game, maybe to having it on a DEX or anything like that? Do you guys plan on having like a Cardopoly coin in the future?
If you ask Drex, he might say
never say never.
But for me, I don't think we want to go down that road. We do have something interesting that is similar to a coin. Basically, we have achievements, and they are NFT achievements, depending on different things you can win while playing the game. Okay. Obviously, there's going to be an achievement for the winner. There's going to be an achievement for the top 30 placers. There's going to be some fun achievements, like, because we can, using our real-time streams and tracking these NFTs, we can see who spent the most amount of time in prison. We can see who bought up the most amount of properties but then didn't roll for a long time. We call that the lazy landlord. There's different ones that you guys will come to see. But how that works is, once the game completes, we actually will have a multi-sig pop-up window where if you were eligible and you won that achievement, or you were eligible coming top 30 on the leaderboard and you were an ADA prize winner, you'll have a pop-out transaction window, which will allow you to either mint that achievement token on the spot, or it will allow you to sign and collect your ADA prize on the spot. So there's some cool back-end tech that we're utilizing here, and it opens up a lot of windows for opportunity that we can actually build into the game. For example, minting an NFT on a certain square of the game. If you land on it, you can win an NFT from perhaps one of our partners, or a certain sponsor for a game week from another project. So there's some really interesting things that we can do with kind of the back end tech that Drex has put into the game.
Yeah, and real quick too, just if I could add to, with your game piece, your Cardopoly dollars, your owned properties, everything you've done in the game is tied to that piece, including anything that you are eligible to claim. So if you won some NFTs, if you won some ADA, you could go ahead and list that piece if you didn't really feel like claiming it. And whoever picks up that piece can drop into this environment and redeem the ADA, redeem the NFTs, and et cetera. So there's a little bit of sneaky kind of back end value on it.
Are you guys going to have like a search engine for that?
What's that?
Will there be some kind of like search engine for that to find out what when they're listed on the marketplace, which ones haven't been claimed and still have attachments?
Oh, a search engine for that? Yeah, as of now, it's going to kind of be like, in the Discord, some rumblings like, hey, I listed this, but
Okay.
that's a great question that you raised, because like it would be cool to have like an index of, hey, here's what's listed, and by the way, there's 100 ADA sitting on this one to claim. I think that's really
Yeah, we
really
don't want to
cool.
open ourselves up to any like liabilities in terms of telling someone to buy a piece because it's got dice rolls attached to it, and
Right.
and JPEG wouldn't have the ability, or any of the other marketplaces, to look at that data because it's all tracked on our end. All they basically see is the metadata that's attached to the pieces, but
Right.
that's not to say that the current state of metadata won't change in the whole Cardano community. I know Barry Ells is doing some cool stuff on looking at revamping basically what metadata means in an NFT, and that's not to say that things won't change to how they are now, but
Gotcha.
yeah, there's a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the possibilities are kind of endless at this stage.
Yeah.
That's the cool part. We never know. We don't even know what's going to happen in the next couple of months.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Like if you're here today, you're early, and it's going to be that way for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so one thing I don't think we touched on is the community landing zone card. So basically, I don't know if you've landed on one while we were chatting, but what happens is it'll flip over that card that says
There we go.
community landing zone card, and it'll have one of many different. Oh, here's one that just flips over here. So
Yeah.
you aped into an NFT.
To a dead NFT.
To a dead NFT one trunk. So you lose $500 Cardopoly dollars.
Okay.
But we actually have up to 250 different cards that you can draw, and they all have different effects on them. So
Cool.
certain ones can literally move you 300 spaces forward or backwards. One of them can actually burn a property that you own, so you have to go back and like try to grab that one again to get your max. Obviously one can send you to prison, one can send you to the starting position. So those are intended to be kind of game changers and really be the difference maker. Once everyone kind of has max properties, these are the things that can kind of change the tides of the game.
Right. The wild cards.
Yeah, the wild cards.
Like the chances and the community chest of Monopoly in a sense.
Yeah, sort of. That's kind of where we took our inspiration from.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome. Well, do you guys have anything else you wanted to add? Maybe that we might have missed or didn't ask about on the game side of things?
Yeah, I think overall we're just trying to develop a game that's fair. We didn't ever set out to come out with like the coolest 3D game possible. We set out to build something that was fair, that had great mechanics, that utilized NFTs, and that was fun for people that are playing. It is fairly addictive, and that's really good feedback that we have from our community. And from here, we just basically build on that, right? So we can add to it. But our goal was to build a game as as not as quick as possible, but we wanted to get out there and show people that this is possible, and let people know that they didn't have to wait 2 years to see a game on Cardano. So we're really excited about that. We're right in the middle of working with the folks at Eternal to get this in their mobile V app store so that you can log in and play via mobile.
Okay.
Some people actually figured out how and said it worked really well using some sort of a Kiwi browser, hack to get in, but they've been using it and saying that it does work great on mobile. And yeah, we just really look forward to launching this game for the general public. Right now, we've kind of just been doing these fun games over stream. We've been doing some beta testing. But as early as next week, I'm not sure when you're going to launch this video, but as early as the week of the 25th, we're going to start a soft launch for real ADA prizes. And we're actually going to roll the smaller pot that we've accumulated just through beta testing into our soft launch, which will be a 48-hour game. And we're going to be paying out that leaderboard of that 48-hour game in real prizes. From there, we'll probably take a week off to do some final upgrades and some quality of life patches, and then we're going to roll right into our 5-day game sequence.
Cool.
Okay. Hey, I'm ready for that one. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely have this video up, probably by tomorrow, so people get to see this, and they can go grab themselves a piece. Which actually rolls us into, I guess our last question of the night would be, what if a newcomer is seeing this, they like what they see, they like the project, they love to see how this game works. What's the best thing for a newer person to come in and do? Should they buy a rare piece? Should they just buy a floor piece? Should they buy a piece that they like? What should they do coming as a newbie?
Yeah, that's a great question. So like I said, we did sell out about 4 months ago. So all of our game pieces are on the secondary market. We're listed on JPEG Store, Free Roam, Artifact, all the major marketplaces. So you guys can hop on there. And honestly, my personal advice would be just grab a piece that you like. There is utility out of the game in Discord, but at the end of the day, we're all here to play a game, and all the pieces are equal in our game environment, like I said. So I would just grab the piece that you like. There are some fun new Discord roles for different types of pieces that you hold. Once you obtain one, you'll get a Discord role once you log into our website. So some people that like to get those top tier roles, you can go for it. Otherwise, just grab a piece you like. There's some really cool designs, and I always like to go for the ones that kind of remind me of my favorite pieces growing up, like the car or the boat. But we've got some fun ones out there, like a rocket, UFO. I don't know which piece you got, Jonah.
Yeah, I have the car piece. The car piece.
Yeah, the classic.
So P.
OG. Awesome. Well, Pat, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we head out?
No, I mean, I know you mentioned Ugly Bros. Is there any other like partnerships you are that you're looking forward to doing some things with, or that you've already outside of Ugly Bros that you've worked with?
Yeah, so the 4 corners of our board, we're just partner artists. They're communities that we've really connected with and formed a special relationship with, and that are supporters of ours, just like we're supporters of theirs. Long term, where I see this going is, working with different communities that want to perhaps bring some different utility to their members. Maybe it's an art project that wants to allow their members to try out Cardopoly. And one thing we're looking at doing, actually, this kind of seeds a good point. So we have a catalyst proposal out for Fund 9, and basically what we're doing is looking to accelerate some of our roadmap and bring this game to other communities and allow other NFT groups to use their NFTs as game pieces for certain.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, so like, for example, the Ugly Bros, I'll just use them because we talked about them earlier, but for a certain weekend, we could allow their NFTs to be used as game pieces for a weekend. And then do that for a bunch of different communities that are interested in trying out the game, or providing some utility to their members. And that's something that we see as a very realistic goal. And we think it's it'll add value to our current holders as well, because it'll bring a lot more visibility to our game, almost like a try it before you buy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely works. And like you said, you get to work with other projects, you can cross promote. Like that's the one thing we have been saying with a lot of these interviews. Like if we notice a lot of the projects, like they push each other. Like Cardano space is definitely nice. It's like, obviously there's going to be a little competition, it's business, but the fact that like you said, we're so early in this, everybody can grow with this together. There's no reason to cut throat, like promote each other, do the right things, and just what's cool is we're here early, you know what I mean? Like we are the innovators, we're the ones that are checking this out, been around in the space, had the bad stuff happen, had the good stuff happen, all parts of the ride. And this roller coaster is interesting. The NFTs have been they've been wild since they've come out, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the metaverse and everything else with Web3.
It's like they say, go this famous quote I used to hear all the time. If you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. And I think that's what, the CNFT space is really doing, is they're coming together and they're moving forward, one step at a time. And regardless of the bear run, I mean, there's still projects doing pretty solid and doing really good, regardless of the price of ADA right now. I think it's moving forward, and we're super early, like you said. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. One, for this whole entire space to blow up. Super slept on, I'm not gonna lie. Like Cardano, I've been going to like different cities, and I went to Miami, and all of them are into Ethereum NFTs. I'm like, you ever checked into Cardano NFTs? Like, no, they had NFTs. I'm like, really? You didn't know that? I was like, let me put you game. Let me give you some sauce. But yeah, thank you guys for, coming.
Oh, one other quick, so would you guys, just because we always bring it up with the Cardano community, are you guys going to be out at CNFTCON?
Not this year, but next time.
I have a 4-month-old baby this year, so I won't be.
Congrats.
I won't be approved. But we definitely see once we get the game out and we kind of get up and running. Going to these events is going to be very valuable for us, just to have a booth. I know Drex and I have been talking about it nonstop. Getting a booth and just showing people, about the game, how to play, some of the core tech behind it. Because we started off as basically a blockchain game project, and we want to showcase the tech first, and then build on the art after. So a little bit different with what we're doing than some of the other projects out right now. But like you said, there's the opportunities for collaborations and connecting with other communities are endless with what we're doing.
Yes,
it would be really cool if you guys took those NFTs and those projects that you guys collab with and allowed them to be pieces in your game. That would be pretty cool.
That's exactly what we are going to do. So it is going to be really cool. And kind of like as Bobby was alluding to, it's almost going to look like almost like a free-to-play weekend, right, for those projects. We just want to cycle through them, get their members in our game actually trying it out. And if they love it, they're going to want to go out and buy a piece and play all the time.
So would it be live play, like in terms of like winning and all? And then also, would it be just their project, you think, playing on the board, or you guys integrate it with yours? Like, so it's your members and theirs on the same game pieces?
Yeah, we would probably integrate it. We probably just do one project at a time, but I could, I envision we could do, kind of a head-to-head on 2 different projects, and different things. Like there's a lot of really neat things we can do with our API tracking on our game pieces. Like we could do a week where it's a team game, where it could be like UFOs versus cars, and whoever was that group that won the most Cardopoly dollars for that week could get a payout. So
Ugly Bros versus everyone else.
Yeah,
right. That would be
there's some cool stuff we can do, and I think that's going to be the difference makers. We're just going to try to keep switching things up, making it interesting for the community, so it's not the same format every week.
Cool. We are looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. So again, we thank you guys for hopping up on here and giving us the sauce on your game. We're super excited for that to start up. You said July 25th, correct?
Yeah. So we're aiming for July 25th for our soft launch for that 48-hour game, and then we'll be up and running by August for full game formats.
So you heard it here, guys. Go ahead and get your pieces on the JPEG store. Get your pieces. Get ready to play this game. Super excited to see how this project goes in the future. Again, appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys for watching this. We'll put all our details in the description down below. Love you guys. Peace.